As parents, we all want pretty much the same thing for our children. We want them to grow up to be great kids. And we know as parents that there are relatively easy, simple things that we can do that tend to have a positive effect to achieving this goal. Little things that have big positive effects. But also as parents, pretty much all of us know there's no operating manual, there's no guide to this thing. I created this channel to focus on what these little positive things are, the things that worked in our home, the things that I've seen worked with friends and neighbors. If you go up on my channel, you'll find many videos on different topics that deal with some of the issues that we all have to work with as parents. So let's get started with today's video, which is called Take Your Kid on a Lunch Date. Interesting concept, right? Take your kid out to lunch. One kid, one-on-one. Why would we want to do this? We don't need to do this. It costs money. We have food at home. Good food. I'm a great cook. But it actually has a lot of value, we found, as we started doing this with our kids. We just had this idea. It's fun to go out to lunch, and we started doing it with our kids when they were pre-teenagers. And the cool thing was, my wife or I would just, invite one of our children out to lunch. It would be a one-on-one. We were basically saying to our kids, hey, here's a little treat. Let's go out and have lunch at that new fast food restaurant or that favorite restaurant that we have, that Italian restaurant or Indian restaurant, whatever. It was a bit of a treat. Get out of the house, one-on-one with the parent, might be some great dessert. Just a fun outing to do. And what are we saying to our child when we ask them out on a lunch date? We're saying, hey, you're special. I want to talk to you, just the two of us. I just want to hang out with you. So it was very well received in our home. It was always a bit of a treat. Yeah, let's go out on Saturday. Let's go to that new restaurant, whatever. Get out and be one-on-one and just have that sort of communication space set up at a table in a restaurant, just the two of you, just hanging out for an hour or so and just kind of shooting the breeze, whatever comes to mind. Now, when my kids were young, this was always fun for all of us. It was a nice little treat. Maybe we did it every 6 months, something like that. No particular occasion. It wasn't a birthday thing. It was just, hey, we're going to hang out. I want to hang out with you, that sort of thing. But when our kids got older, when they got to be teenagers, that's where we found out that this really had a bit of a payoff, something we didn't expect. Now, even if your kids are not teenagers at this point, I think we all know enough about teenagers to know that when kids get to that stage in their life, they can get to be a little bit more opaque, right? Not all teenagers are like this, but many are. Opaque, a little bit harder to see into what's going on in their life. A little bit harder to understand who they're hanging out with, what kind of activities they might be doing that we might want to know about, because we want to keep them safe. What kind of issues they might be dealing with that are a little harder to talk about than when they were 7 or 8 years old. So it's a good time to have that communication channel set up. It's a good time to have as many communication channels set up when they're teenagers as possible. And it is something that I do talk about quite a bit in these different videos. So this particular item, where you're going out on a lunch date with your child, if you've been doing it for years, you can keep doing it when they get to be teenagers. Just think how different this is than trying to sit down with your teenager and talk with them about and find out what's going on with their life. That many times is pretty much a dead end. But if you've been going out to lunch with them occasionally for years, it's a very safe thing. It fits into a certain pattern. Hey, we're just going out to lunch. We're going to hang out. We're going to chat just like we've been doing for the last 5 years. And you might learn some things in this environment that are good and that are useful. Again, it's basically just a communication channel, and having as many communication channels as possible when our kids are teenagers is generally a good thing. So short video, short concept, but try it. I think you'll like it. Worked great in our house. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.